Hello, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in again. Today's story brings us to a troubling legal outcome that highlights how fragile access to healthcare remains for some of South Africa's most vulnerable residents. An NGO has lost its court battle to stop xenophobic groups from blocking foreign nationals from accessing public clinics. Please stay with me until the end so you can check the sources and verify the news for yourself. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future updates that truly matter to our communities. Here's what has happened. Over the past few weeks, community clinics and even hospitals in parts of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal have witnessed a disturbing pattern. Vigilante groups, notably members of Operation Dugula, have been setting up outside healthcare facilities and turning away patients they suspect of being non-South African. They ask for documentation, and if someone cannot provide it, or if they look or sound foreign, they are often turned away or intimidated. Doctors Without Borders, also known as MSF, investigated several locations and confirmed that non-South African patients, including late-term pregnant women, people living with HIV, children, and chronic patients, were regularly denied access to healthcare. In many clinics, the groups stationed themselves at entrances, demanding IDs or tossing people out if they didn't have documentation. In some cases, MSF even found clinic staff and security collaborating with the groups that were blocking entry. The result was deeply distressing. Patients were turned away from hospitals and clinics, unable to get medicine, vaccines, or urgent treatment. Sometimes, even South African patients who had lost their IDs were denied entry. The stories of panic, confusion, and despair were heartbreaking. Patients included high-risk pregnant women and elderly people who could not get essential care. The consequences of being denied medication for HIV, hypertension, diabetes, can be life-threatening and place a heavier burden on our health system when people deteriorate into critical condition. In response, human rights organizations including SERI brought a court application against Operation Dugula and questioned whether the state had failed in its constitutional obligation to protect non-South Africans from discrimination. The court was also asked to declare it unlawful for these groups to block foreigners from clinics. Unfortunately, the court has ruled against the NGO. The judgment does not mean discrimination is acceptable. Rather, the court found that there was insufficient legal basis to issue the wide emergency interdict sought. That is cold comfort to patients still being turned away. Critics argue that this legal defeat underscores the limitations of relying on rights litigation alone to challenge xenophobic behavior. In effect, it shows that without legislation or regulations that clearly criminalize clinic blockages and hold perpetrators accountable, rights may remain more theoretical than real. What remains clear is that healthcare providers, security, and government must step up. The Department of Health and provincial departments must ensure clinics are safe and accessible to all, as our Constitution demands. Notices must be on display. Pregnant and lactating women and children cannot be turned away regardless of nationality. Staff must be trained and emergency security protocols should be in place to protect patients from unlawful exclusion. Meanwhile, civil society and community leaders can help by organizing protection and assistance, ensuring that vulnerable patients are accompanied, equipped with documentation, and supported to enter clinics safely. This case is a stark reminder that law alone is not enough. Action and accountability matter equally. Now, let's take a moment to bring in some levity, because hope and laughter can coexist even in difficult moments. Imagine this: a clinic gate with a sign that reads "Welcome," but then mothers of rapids detaining you at the gate just because you didn't speak Tsonga fluently. Or picture a scene where Operation Dugula members are demanding your ID at a vaccination queue, and a toddler shouts loudly, "I'm 100% South African," because nothing can derail xenophobia like the honesty of a kid's logic. In the end, this court ruling may have been a setback, but it does not close the door on justice. It shines a light on the need for more deliberate policies and protections, and it reminds us that every citizen, documented or undocumented, deserves dignity and access to essential services. Thank you for watching to the end. Please give this video a like, share your thoughts kindly in the comments, and do hit that subscribe button so you stay in the loop on stories that matter. All images used here are for illustration purposes only. Sources of this report include Doctors Without Borders, MSF, Ground Up, Medical Brief, and media coverage of the court case brought by SERI and coalition partners.